Hey guys, Rilhon here, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to take a look at the Titanic Honor and Glory Alpha. This feels so weird to say, it's been so long, but finally it's here. So I'm playing in the THG Patreon test 6, I think it is, this one. I think they released it today or yesterday, as of the time of this recording. So it's relatively bare bones still, but it has a lot of stuff. Mainly the Shipyard, Holland Wolf here, and of course Titanic's steel outline. Yeah, her hull is taking shape here on the slipway, and it's looking really cool. So I thought I would do a little bit of a tour here, and I'm thinking like doing semi-regular update videos as the alpha progresses would be cool, I think. It's probably gonna take a little bit until we get the next one, because THG, they're gonna go to the Titanic event thing on Queen Mary, so they've said that it's probably gonna take a while until like we're gonna get any like major updates, but eventually they're gonna try and get some NPCs added. Right now they're not in the game, there's just one guy here standing still. But their eventual plan is to have a lot of guys walking around the shipyard, which is gonna add a lot of life to it, in my opinion. So yeah, I'm in free cam here, it's a feature in game. I just press P and you can walk around here again. I'm a deckhand on their patrons, so we got early access to the alpha. It's not publicly out yet, but I think they say they are gonna release it sometime in, I don't know, late April maybe, or May. I'm not sure if they've said exactly, but probably around then. So this is a little sneak peek. But yeah, let's, I guess we'll get started over here. So we have all of the plating laid out here on the big yard. This is the North Yard of Holland and Wolf, and this is where they built most of their ships. So we can take a look at, actually here it is. This is an empty, there's a drop off here. There would have been a fence here to keep people from falling into the water. I guess that's probably gonna come later. This is one of several plating sheds. This is where they would have actually stored all of this plating and cross beams and stuff to protect it from the elements. I guess they keep it out here now because they're gonna like put it on the ships very soon, so they have it prepared outside. And right now all of these buildings are empty, but they will be filled up over time. The idea with this alpha, and I've seen a lot of people complain about this, and I don't really agree. A common complaint is that they should focus on the ship itself. And while I do understand where that complaint is coming from, I do think that their explanation why they're doing the Belfast, I think is pretty good. It's that they started work on this new hull, I think it was a few years ago now, and it's gonna take a while until they manage to get all of the cool stuff they're working on put inside the ship. They're working on a lot of cool furniture and like fittings and stuff. So it's gonna take probably years until we can actually see them in the ship. So what their idea is to build Holland and Wolf, and so they can put all of the stuff in the buildings, so we can see all of the new cool stuff they're working on at the same time as the ship itself is being built. And yeah, I think that's very fair. But yeah, you can think what you like. I think it's really cool, and I'm really happy that we're finally getting this, the alpha. It's been a long time. I think it was like 2021 or 22. They planned to release the alpha first, but obviously it didn't turn out well, sadly. But yeah, we're finally here. Many years later, but yeah, I'm just so happy to see it. But yeah, that is the plater shed, or one of them. I'm walking here across the Arrol Gantry. This was a massive structure, steel structure, built specifically to construct the Olympic class in, I think they built it in 1907 or 1908. It was after they launched the Adriatic that they tore down. I believe it was 3 smaller slipways they tore down to build these 2 massive ones. And this structure remained in place for many years. I believe it tore it down in the 60s or 70s. So yeah, it's sadly not here anymore, but the slipways are still here today. You can walk on them in Belfast, Ireland. I believe it paved it over and made it relatively level. But yeah, still they're still here, and it's pretty cool. But yeah, let's make our way up here. I'm gonna jump into the water here. When the ships were being built, before they were launched, they had a little bit of a, I don't know what you should call it, but like a wooden barrier here, like a dam to keep the water away, because when you remove the dam when the ships were to be launched, they would they remove the dam, and so the water can flow in. But yeah, that's gonna come later. Let's climb up here. I think I'm gonna save the ship itself for last, and we'll explore everything around it first. Gonna make our way all the way up here. This is very exciting for me to explore, because I've been building Belfast in Minecraft, so it's really cool to see it built in such a way more like accurate and a more detailed version of it. It's actually like not blocky, but yeah, it's so cool, and it's incredibly impressive that Kyle managed to build this. It's incredible. Such a massive pain to build it in Minecraft. You have to. There are some plans, but yeah, like it's mostly you have to go by photos and stuff, and it's really annoying. So this is an incredibly impressive achievement. Can I get up? Get up? Yeah, I can. Go on. Whoop. There we go. It's another staircase in the middle here. So we're in the middle of the gantry now. There's another slipway over there, of course. And up here is where this massive crane was kept to like load steel plates down onto the ship, as you can see. So we have this thing here. Let's see if I can get up here, or if I can. I'm so afraid of falling down. Ah! Okay, there we go. We can make our way up here. Can we make our way up here? Yeah, we can. Nice. I think it was operated from this little house here. And then they had the machinery in this. Oh my god. Oh. There we go. You can crouch, it's just that there's no animation for it, and you don't actually like crouch. Your model, your player model doesn't crouch. Yeah, you can't access this yet. Who knows if we will be able to. Honestly, it wouldn't be that big of a loss. Some of these minor space. Ooh, Jesus Christ. That's not the biggest deal in my opinion. It's cool that we have them though here. They also had, you can see this here, another overhead crane like that, operated. Can I hop down there? What if I jump up here? You have to do some parkour to navigate this gantry, it seems. I wonder if that's how the Belfast workers did back then. Holland Wolf workers. Yeah, we're on this overhead crane now. This could go all the way from the front, all the way to the back of this gantry. Oh, look at that. They even have interior here. That's cool. I didn't know that. Neato. And I also had these, you can see them there, those smaller cranes. They could also go all the way. So it's like a Swiss Army knife, this Gantry, in a way. Like, there's a lot of functionality to it, like it could do so many things. And it was certainly a good investment by Rilo and Wolf to build this, that's for sure. They're called Stoffer and Pitt, Bath, England, Limited Engineers, 1908. Load not to exceed 10 tons. Okay, now we're at the end here again. This is so high up. So you can see what we have here so far. Over there is another Gantry, or yeah, it's sort of a Gantry. Although it looks like it's only on one side of the ship, though. There were some more slipways, I mean, in that direction over there. And you see that little dry dock over there? That's where they built, or not built, but they would have fitted out the nomadic and traffic. And I believe that is where nomadic is kept today, so it's a pretty cool detail. Would be cool if we got nomadic in this game one day, but I realize that's probably beyond the scope of the game. It would be cool though. Okay, let's make our way down here. Actually, let's jump down. It's fun. It's more fun that way. Whee! Right. Oh yeah, they also had these massive walkways, because there's a lot of workers that would make the way up this Gantry every day, so they had these big walkways to kind of ease the traffic a bit. Oh yeah, they also had these elevators here. Can I make my way through? Nope. Yeah, elevators to allow people to get from top to bottom. Actually, not to the top. They can only go so far. Wait. Free cam. It's there for a reason. Free cam. Okay, so it went up to this level at most. So you would sadly have to take the stairs the rest of the way if you wanted to get up to the cranes up here. All right. So let's make our way down again. This is such a like I'm thinking of Mirror's Edge. I've never played that game, but it's like when you parkour and run around. Let's see. I think this is also a plater shed. There were many of these, which is very understandable. There's an invisible barrier here, so you can't go any further. Yeah, it's understandable. I guess this one would have serviced those slipways, those yards, while the building over there would service. I think it is. Is it number 2 and 3 slipways, or is it number 8 and 9? I forget which one is which. But yeah, these yards over here. I forgot what these were. I'll check it out real quick. Alright, so I have a 1912 Rilo and Wolf map here. Hopefully it should be accurate. Okay, so there is a general store. I think it is up here. I'm pretty sure. Or it might be below as well. They might have both levels. Can you make your way inside? No. They had this is a rivet tool store. It's a photograph of this space with tons of bags of rivets, I'm pretty sure. Then over here is plate repairs, it seems. The map says at least. Okay. And yeah, these are all platers' sheds all the way over here. And then here is the plater's shed. Oh, so this is a plating shed down here as well. But then there is the cabinet maker's shop above. Yeah, look at that. So this is probably where they will put all of the furniture, or one of the places. I think there are more of them. Yeah, this is where we will have to keep our eyes peeled in the future updates for fun Easter eggs. So yeah, let's make our way into these drawing offices here, time offices. Well, actually no, this map is a little bit old it seems. Originally they had this kind of smaller, smaller building here called the time offices where the, well it's I thought it was a guy inside there. Where the people would like check in, the workers would check in. But now they've upgraded it seems. I think they did it around 1912 roughly. And then built this larger building. I don't know what this exactly is. Oop. This is weird. But yeah, I think these are the offices, general offices aboard. Aboard? We're not on a ship yet. This is probably like placeholder, like rooms, just to add some detail to it. But yeah, let's make our way inside the drawing offices. So these still exist, I think. And they of course make up the Titanic Hotel, or Belfast Titanic Hotel, I forgot what it's called. And of course this still exists. This is like a conference hall, buffet space, dining room I think it is used as. It's this very iconic room, or yeah, building in Belfast, Holland Wolf, because this is where they drew the plans, I think. The drawing offices was in here. Yeah, they've actually like laid out most of these. It's very cool. There were two of these like big barrel-shaped rooms. It's in here? No, don't really know. And obviously they will add in all of the furniture and mainly all of the desks, which will come much later. Or not much later, but they will come later. Oh, here! I forgot what this room was for, but they've shown this off on streams in the past. This is really cool. I like the wallpaper, and the fireplace is also cool. Is another room? Sick. Of course, these tiles were used in Olympic second class dining room. Oh wait, or they? No, they. Yeah, they are. I was mixing them up with the fleur-de-lis tiles, but I'm pretty sure these are. Yeah, they're the dining room tiles. Right. Second floor. There's another office. One of the offices was Thomas Andrews' office. I just forgot which one. I'm not sure if it was this one or if it is another one. No. It's trippy. Nothing over here. Is there another level? Yeah, not much up here though. Wait, was there another stair? There was one on staircase, but yeah, let's see. Let's go up here. Okay, so nothing more up here. Alright, let's make our way down. So we check this out. We can't go further there, so let's go outside. Oh, here. Nice. It's beautiful, this game already. I mean, THG, all their demos and stuff, it's always looked very nice. But this is just really nice. They come a long way, that's for sure. This here is the joiner's shop, I'm gonna say. So on the floor level was the machine shop. Not exactly sure what they did in here though. You can probably figure it out yourself. And then this is a joiner shop up here basically. There, I hope I remember to put in photographs, because most of these buildings were photographed. They're available on Northern Museums of... no. National Museums of Northern Ireland. Pretty sure it's called. NMNI, you can search that up. They have a ton of Harlan and Wolf White Star Line photos. Forgot what this was. Oh, boiler. The plan just says boiler. Like a little boiler room probably. And then here is the mast shed. Mast shed and joiner's shop above. Oh, probably up there. And then here was the beam shop. This little barrier between. How the hell did they get the masts out? I assumed like this wall could open up. And then they would drive the masts out. Maybe there were rails in here, I don't really know. Or maybe they would drive them on carriages, who knows. Yeah, let's make our way out again. So I'm gonna take a look at the beam shop here. Yeah, here. Wait, could we go up? We can. What was this here? Joiner's shop above. Probably the same purpose then as the building we saw before. Let's go downstairs again. Oh yeah, this is oh yeah, on the plan I have the the numbers of the slip. So this is the number 1 slip. And then that is number 2, and then of course where Titanic sits is number 3. So 1, 2, 3. And this is where they built some ships. I know they built the New Amsterdam of 1908 or 1905, I forget. Yeah, lots of ships were built here, of course, and they had actually a couple of overhead gantries who could actually like roll on this rail, which I think is pretty cool. And then finally in here is the mold lofts and plumber's shop. I don't know what mold lofts even is. But given that it says lofts, I'm gonna assume that the mold is up here. What is mold in this case? I don't know. I should do more research before I do these videos. I don't have time for that. I'm a poor college student. And then this is the plumber's shop down here on this floor. Right. So those are the buildings included so far. I'm not sure if they're gonna include more buildings. Like obviously they're gonna like include more buildings and set dressing in the background, but I think they've said that they're not gonna like branch out much more than this, which I think is fair. Of course, oops. Belfast, or I always say Belfast. It's Harlan and Wolf. It is in Belfast, but it's Harlan and Wolf. I'm gonna fly. Make my way up. There we go. Making my way downtown. Harlan and Wolf was absolutely massive. People just think that it's this area. No, it's not. It's this entire space here. Over there. I don't know if this was purely Harlan and Wolf or if it's shared with other companies, because I know there were other companies. There was another company here that built some smaller ships that White Star gave over, like, okay, we're gonna build the larger ships here, you build the smaller ones over there. I think that was the idea. But this is the Alexandra Dock Works here, so I don't know if Harlan and Wolf like co-own this. I don't really know the relationship between them, but yeah. This is where they would have the timber. All of the wood was made here. There was a sawmill. This is where all the timber was stored, basically. There's also an oil pump house over there. There's a lot of stuff there. And then here is the, I suppose, the area where they would make all of the machinery. So here roughly, I believe, is the boiler shop. They made the boilers there, and then they also, on the other side here, they made the engines? Maybe? I'm in trouble deciphering this map. I think the engines were made over there. Yeah. Well, they were all made in this area. There was a forge, there was a foundry, pattern store, coppersmith shops, brass foundry, fitting shop, erecting shop, turning shop, brass finishing shop. Yeah, whatever. I'm just reading up the map here. You know, you guys don't care about that. But here's a better look at the dry dock that Nomadic sits in today. The graving dock. I don't know if it's called anything, but it's there. There's also a bunch of slipways here. Let's see if I can name them. So that is number 9. This is number 8. This is number 7 here. This is number 6, and then on the other side it's number 5. And then this little yachting out bit, it's the number 1 fitting out jetty. I don't know what jetty means. It's probably like a little pier thing. And then this is the number 2 fitting out jetty. Not jetty with a Y, but jetty with a J. This became less of a THG video and more of like an Harlan and Wolf tour video. I want to do this eventually with my Minecraft map. That would be cool if I ever finish it. Yeah, this is the Gantry we saw before. I don't know if this is called anything, but yeah, it's there. Oh, lag. I think all that remains now is to check out Titanic herself, the one and only. Well, she wasn't the only, there were 2 more. And they were both better than her. Let's make our way over to Titanic here. I kinda wanna check her out from the ground level at first. You can also see how much the slipways they really they curve up. They're much higher level than the remaining ground, and it slopes so much to be able to like get the ships to move when they launch them. Also, it's starting lagging abruptly now for some reason. I don't know why. Hello. Sorry if it's probably laggy in the video as well. It is what it is. But yeah, it's a lot of wooden supports on her hull now. These will all be punched away, of course, later when they were gonna launch her. Ah, let's make our way. Let's explore Titanic's tank top. So, if we go here to the very front of the ship, can we make our way? Yes, we can. This is, I wanna say, the forward hold, number 1 hold, pretty sure. And then there would have been a peak tank in front of here, this little bulkhead. Let's make a way through again. Yes. And this would be the number 2 hold, I want to say, and this is number 3 then. Titanic had a lot of holds, that's for sure. But you see this arch? This is where the fireman's tunnel would be eventually. This is how they would get to work basically. There was a spiral staircase here leading down from their quarters up on higher decks, and then they would walk through here and then inside here, and this would be the number 6 boiler room. This is the main like watertight door, and then there were like these 2 smaller watertight doors on the sides. that you would use to access the coal bunkers on the sides or not. They were mainly cargo holds, but they could be used as auxiliary coal bunkers if needed. Typically you couldn't access the cargo holds though, like from within the ship. You would actually have to go up to the top decks and then climb down through the hatches via ladders. But this was the one exception to that on this ship. It looks like a face, you know, the door there and the eyes up top. Those holes there are for the pipes, the steam pipes. That would take the steam from the boilers and put them into the engines, basically. Can we change the weather? I kind of want to have some more light. Weather. Time. That'll do. 8 AM. That'll do. There's a photo roughly here of Britannic's tank top as she was fitted out, and you can see through all of the watertight doors in the bulkheads, which I think is pretty cool. Yeah, there's some smaller watertight doors speckled throughout these. These are all the watertight bulkheads, so there's a lot of the doors. And they didn't go very far up, sadly. If only they had gone further up. We should probably keep track of where we are, actually. So this is number 6, boiler room. Number 5. Number 4. Number 3. Number 2. And then number 1. Number 1 boiler room was a little bit smaller because all of the other ones held double-ended boilers. But this one only had single-ended boilers, so you can only put in coal on one end of the boilers. And then, of course, we get away? Yeah, we can get it. This is the reciprocating engine room, with 2 main engines of Titanic that power the propellers. And then through here we have the turbine engine room, which took the leftover steam from the reciprocating engines and powered the central propeller. There was a little bit of a, I don't know what you should call this, recess here in the bulkhead. I don't know why. I think the turbine needed a little bit more space or something. Let's make our way back. Here is the electric engine room, falling down into the holes here. There were 4 electric engines in here that power the ship's electricity, or provided electricity to the ship, rather. Then they also had this space here. These didn't really have anything, these spaces, they were just empty. But in the plans, they had this space left open. They didn't really know if 4 electric engines were enough, so they kept this space empty, and they had it so that they could install more engines if needed. But they never did, so they just kept this empty. I don't even think they like installed or cut up the deck above so they could install a more cargo space. But I don't think they could have really done that, because then she would have been like too stern heavy, and yeah, it probably wouldn't have done much good for the ballast. Can I get through here? Yes, I can. And yeah, nothing inside here either, the stern. But you can see the propeller shafts on the sides here. You can check them out. I'm gonna go into free cam now, it's easier. You can see where the plate or the frames start to like kind of bulge out into where the propeller shafts would be held eventually. And then these 2 massive steel structures here, these are called the boss arms. They basically held the propeller shafts in place, like they held them secure. These were like completely cast solid steel, they were massive. Or were they iron? I don't think they were. I think they were steel, like the rest. And yeah, here's the rudder stern frame post, whatever it's called. And of course here is the central propeller shaft hole, essentially. And yeah, pretty much that. In here there was a peak tank, I think, or at least above it. I think it was like here. The peak tanks, there was one in the bow, one in the stern. They were meant to, if the ship was a little bit too heavy in the bow or stern, they could just like fill them or drain them of water, those tanks, to make sure she was better balanced, basically. I can make my way up. I'm just gonna use free cam. Go all the way up here. So Kyle's done a lot of work on all of these frames, I think they're called. Transverse frames, maybe? I don't know. There's a lot of these, and they all have slight camber, which, if you don't know, camber is when the decks actually curve a bit. Can't really show you guys here, but the sides are lower down than the middle, basically. And that's basically just to have all the rainwater flow off the sides of the ship. You can see how many of them there are here. This deck would be B deck, and then of course here is the forecastle deck in the front, and then back there of course is the poop deck, and then down here is the well deck. Very exciting to when all the decks are put in. And yeah, he hasn't done all of the like frame or frames in the bow yet. I imagine that's much harder to do, because like in the middle you can just basically just copy them. It's not very hard. But yeah, I love this. You can already see the smooth lines of the hull. Like, this is truly a beautiful, beautiful model already. Like, it's so early in development that it's still so beautiful. The Titanic's hull was absolutely gorgeous as well. Have these beautiful lines. I love the White Star Line and their ships. I know full well I'm a norm if I'm saying that. White Star ships are all the same, yada yada yada. No, they're not. They're all beautiful. And they're all unique in their own way. There, I said it. But yeah, I think that's pretty much all for this this demo here. So I will get back to you when a major update has occurred. Oh, nice. I don't want to do a final bye-bye as we end this video. So, thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you are looking forward to the future in terms of what THG is working on. It's very exciting. So yeah, thank you for watching. I will see you in the next video. Take care. Bye bye.